Hello everyone, welcome to GS Booster Shot, your daily dose for GS preparations. In our today's lecture, we are going to touch upon a very important topic with respect to India's demography. This topic happens to be that of silver economy. From the word silver itself, you can understand that over here we are talking about the elderly. This topic happens to be important with respect to GS paper 2, and under it the topics that are concerning with it are issues related to elderly, management of social sector services, government policies and intervention. Let us see what has provided us the context with respect to discussion of this very topic. So recently an international report, that is by Mercer CFA Institute Global Pension Index. So this index has actually placed India at 40th rank out of 43 in countries when rating how nations were preparing their aging population for retirement. So as we know that presently India is enjoying a demographic dividend, but very soon this demographic dividend is going to change into a tsunami, or silver tsunami rather. So when we see how nations are preparing for this silver tsunami, we see that today India is ranked 40th out of 43 countries by Mercer CFA Institute. Besides this, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment this year has launched a web portal named as SAGE, that is Senior Care Aging Growth Engine. So basically this is an initiative by the ministry in order to give promotion to entrepreneurs who are basically dealing with facilities and equipments suitable for aging population, and from this very portal these products would be listed. By means of this very portal also, government is also going to provide support to these entrepreneurs. Every company would be given 1 crore rupees after evaluation and approval of their project. If we are to see India's demography and the share of elderly people in it, as of today there are about 134 million people in India who are elderly, that is above the age of 60, and this is equivalent to population of Mexico today, or we can say even Russia today. By the year 2050, the population of elderly in our country would be equivalent to today's United States population, that is 326 million. So it is estimated by the year 2050 that about 19% of our population would be elderly. So naturally there is a need for preparing for them. India's median age today is 28.4 years. By 2050 it is expected to be 38.1 years. Now we have to also keep in mind that with the enhancement of technology and facilities, the age of retirement, or the number of time people are actually going to spend in their retirement days, is going to increase, because average age of an individual is going to increase with time with respect due to the increasing technology. Now before we move on to see what are the challenges and what could be the way forward, let us understand as to what has been the social security model with respect to elderly till date in the country. With respect to this discussion, the topic of pension is very important. So there are two models of pension. One is defined benefit pension system and the other is defined contribution pension system. Till 2004, government was providing pension to its employees under this very scheme. After 2004, government has decided that whatsoever new recruitment they are going to do, the pension would be decided as per this very system, that is defined contribution. Defined benefit pension system में होता क्या था? Defined benefit pension system के अंदर government अपने हर एक employee के लिए एक set amount हर every month it used to give it to a pension fund, and these pension funds were also generally regulated by the government. At the time the employee entered into the organization, it was fixed that how much pension that individual would get. His pension actually depended upon the rank at which that employee is retiring and the last salary that he was withdrawing. And this was putting a fixed expenditure on the government so as with respect to that very employee. This very system was also followed by a number of private companies also for a long time. However, later on it was felt that the pension burden was increasing enormously on the exchequer and also on the private companies, because it was difficult to gauge the amount of liability that one will have to pay at the end of an employee's tenure. And even when it is actually clarified कि आपको इतनी payment देनी पड़ेगी, it is very difficult for the government to see that whether or not the government would be able to generate that amount of fund from the amount that it was setting aside in the pension fund every month. Why? Because suppose government ने एक pension fund के अंदर एक किसी stock market के अंदर invest कर दिया एक fund के अंदर, and वो fund अच्छी तरीके से perform नहीं करता. However, government की liability fixed है, and therefore now जब time आएगा तो government को ये ensure करना पड़ेगा that the employee is paid the benefits which were promised to him. And definitely with respect to private companies, after you can say liberalization, there is enormous sort of competition in the market. Technology is changing every day. Companies are becoming obsolete over day. For example, 2015 के अंदर अगर हम Microsoft की valuation देखते हैं, sorry, Micromax एक मोबाइल हुआ करता था, so Micromax कंपनी की valuation 2015 में 15,000 करोड़ रुपए थी. By the end of 2020 उसकी valuation सिर्फ और सिर्फ 500 करोड़ रुपए रह गई. So in this very manner we can see how companies go up and companies go down. So naturally a company cannot promise its employee such sort of benefits or defined benefits. Therefore the shift was taken to defined contribution. Now defined contribution pension system में क्या होता है? Defined contribution के अंदर दोनों लोग कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, द एम्प्लॉयर एंड द एम्प्लॉय, एक पेंशन फंड को. जितना अमाउंट बेसिकली एम्प्लॉय डालता है अपनी सैलरी में से हर मंथ, उतना ही अमाउंट गवर्नमेंट या फिर उसका एम्प्लॉयर प्राइवेट सेक्टर में डाल देता है. सो एंड इस अमाउंट पे एक फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट मिलता है. सो इस इंटरेस्ट के थ्रू उसकी पेमेंट कर दी जाती है. व्हेनेवर जो भी अमाउंट बनेगा वो उसकी रिटायरमेंट पे उसे दे दिया जाएगा या फिर एज पेंशन उसे हर महीने क्रेडिट कर दिया जाएगा. So this in a manner has taken off the load from the exchequer's pocket and also the uncertainty. So 2004 में जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि गवर्नमेंट ने न्यू रिक्रूट्स के लिए डिफाइंड बेनिफिट सिस्टम बंद कर दिया. गवर्नमेंट ने इंट्रोड्यूस किया नेशनल पेंशन सिस्टम. दिस वाज बेस्ड ऑन डिफाइंड कंट्रीब्यूशन. देन प्राइवेट सेक्टर के अंदर अगर हम इसके इक्विवेलेंट कुछ सोचें तो वो है एम्प्लॉइज प्रोविडेंट फंड. It is similar to national pension system. Now, with respect to managing silver economy, let us see what are the challenges ahead. So, अभी हमने जब बात करी पेंशन सिस्टम की, people would say that अगर हमारे पास already ये सिस्टम है, then it is very good. What else do we need when there is a fixed amount being credited to old age people at their retirement? However, we have to acknowledge the fact that Indian economy is heavily dependent on the unorganized sector. 90% of the workforce in India work in unorganized sector. So they basically ये NPS से भी बाहर हैं और employees provident fund से भी बाहर हैं. So therefore they are lacking a social security net. हमें इस चीज को basically counter करना है. Then the biggest challenge with respect to elderly would be amongst those elderly who are living just above the poverty line. So basically सबसे ज़्यादा vulnerable वो है पुअर क्लास के elderly होंगे जो कि just above poverty line रह रहे हैं. जो elderlies, जो individuals एक अच्छी खासी सैलरी कमा रहे थे एक टाइम पे, there is a possibility that वो है individual अपने लिए एक sufficient fund इकट्ठा कर लेते हैं, या there is also possibility that they plan for their retirement. However, with respect to the poor, they do not have much resources. Amongst these very poor, women are also a very prominent constituent. And from studies, it has been found that women live more than men. And with the advancement of technology also, the life expectancy is going to increase. And therefore, amongst the elderly women are also one of the most vulnerable section. Now, time and again it has been said that a new way or the way out could be reskilling these elderly, and definitely it is there. However, the question we have to ask is, should we reskill them in the same job they had been doing, or should we reskill them in new jobs? Besides this, if we are to see National Policy for Older Persons 1999, National Policy for Older Persons 1999 ये कहती है कि we have to see elderlies as active participants of the economy and not as passive recipients, and तभी कोई change हो सकता है. Therefore, there has to be an attitudinal change in the employers and the society as to how they look towards the elderly. Do they look at the elderly as some people who need help and support, or they look elderly as potential for enhancing income? So this has to be seen. Now, let us see what are the actions taken by the government. If we see on the legislative front, the government has brought out a law called the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Act 2007. Basically, यह act एक liability डालता है upon the children in order to provide for their parents in case the parents are not able to support themselves. Besides this, the government has brought in the Code on Social Security. Now, अभी मैं आपको अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर के बारे में बता रहा था एंड द प्रॉब्लम विद रिस्पेक्ट टू देम. अब कोड ऑफ सोशल सिक्योरिटी, बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट इस कोड के थ्रू रिकॉग्नाइज करती है गिग वर्कर्स को और प्लेटफॉर्म वर्कर्स को. गिग वर्कर्स वो होते हैं जो एक पर्टिकुलर काम करते हैं एंड बेसिकली वंस द वर्क इज ओवर देयर जॉब इज डन. प्लेटफॉर्म वर्कर्स सच एज द ओला ड्राइवर्स, द उबर ड्राइवर्स, द जोमैटो डिलीवरी गाइज, सो इन्हें कहते हैं हम प्लेटफॉर्म वर्कर्स. सो ये platform workers generally they live outside the net of organized sector. इनके लिए सोशल सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स नहीं देने पड़ते इन प्लेटफॉर्म कंपनीज को. हाउएवर, गवर्नमेंट ने थ्रू कोड ऑफ सोशल सिक्योरिटी लाइबिलिटी डाली है इन प्लेटफॉर्म कंपनीज के ऊपर कि वह एक फंड बनाएगी गवर्नमेंट जो कि होगा सोशल सिक्योरिटी फंड. इसमें इन्हें कंट्रीब्यूट करना पड़ेगा and इस फंड के थ्रू basically government would try to provide social security measures to gig workers and platform workers. The government will also be actually contributing to this very fund. Then pension related schemes. अगर हम pension related schemes देखें तो government ने लेके आई है अटल पेंशन योजना. So this योजना is for lower income and unorganized sector. So basically ये एक अर्ली प्लानिंग का तरीका है. सो आज की डेट के अंदर जो लोअर इनकम लेबरर्स हैं या फिर जो अनऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में वर्क कर रहे हैं, दे कैन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस अटल पेंशन योजना. इस योजना के तहत गवर्नमेंट ऑल्सो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट्स टू द पेंशन फंड, टू देयर सोशल सिक्योरिटी फंड विच वुड बी गिवन टू देम एट द एज ऑफ रिटायरमेंट, एंड पीपल आर ऑल्सो मेड टू कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट सम स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ फंड in return of assured return by the government at the end of their or when they retire or upon the achieving the age of 60. So इस फंड के थ्रू गवर्नमेंट इंश्योर करती है कि एक इंडिविजुअल को एक एश्योर्ड अमाउंट हर महीने उसकी रिटायरमेंट पे मिलता रहे. देन उन लोगों का क्या होगा जो आज की ही डेट में 60 साल से ऊपर है एंड जिनके पास कोई पेंशन फंड नहीं है. उनके लिए स्कीम लेके गवर्नमेंट आई है प्रधानमंत्री वाया वंदना योजना. ये स्कीम स्पेशली दोज हु आर 60 years and above उनके लिए है. नाउ टेक्नोलॉजी कैन ऑल्सो बी लेवरेज टू अ ग्रेट एक्सटेंट इन ऑर्डर टू accommodate the elderly into the economy. एंड इस चीज को कहा जाता है, जो ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी जो कि एल्डरली के काम आए उस टेक्नोलॉजी को कहा जाता है ग्रंटन टेक्नोलॉजी. सो बेसिकली सोशल ग्रंटोलॉजी ये एक वर्ड सोशियोलॉजी का है जो कि स्टडी ऑफ एजिंग से डील करता है. जब इस स्टडी को हम टेक से मिला देते हैं तो ये बन जाता है ग्रेनो टेक्नोलॉजी. अब बेसिकली टेक को इनकॉर्पोरेट करना है. इसे इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हुए गवर्नमेंट ने 2 पोर्टल शुरू करे हैं. नंबर 1, एज आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, द सेज पोर्टल, ऑल्सो नोन एज सीनियर एजिंग ग्रोथ इंजन, जिसके तहत स्टार्टअप्स जो कि डील कर रहे हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू डेवलपिंग प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर द एल्डरली उनको बेसिकली सहायता दी जाएगी, उनको प्रोत्साहन दिया जाएगा एंड ये सारे प्रोडक्ट्स गवर्नमेंट अपने पोर्टल पे बेचेगी। देन वी हैव द सेक्रेट, दैट इज सीनियर एबल सिटीजंस फॉर री एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन डिग्निटी। सो बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट एक पोर्टल बनाने जा रही है जिसके तहत जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं उनको री एम्प्लॉयमेंट के चांसेस प्रोवाइड करे जाएंगे, उनको कनेक्ट किया जाएगा एम्प्लॉयर्स से जिन्हें उनकी स्किल्स की जरूरत होगी। नाउ बिसाइड्स दिस, व्हाट अदर सोशल सिक्योरिटी स्कीम वी हैव? वी हैव राष्ट्रीय वयोश्री योजना। ये एक सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम है। इसके तहत सीनियर सिटीजन्स वेलफेयर फंड बनाया गया। बेसिकली जो हमारा प्रोविडेंट फंड होता है उसके अंदर जो सारे अनक्लेम्ड रह जाते हैं उन सारे मनी को उठा के इस फंड में डाल दिया गया। लगभग इस फंड के अंदर जो सोशल सीनियर सिटीजन वेलफेयर फंड बनाया गया है इसमें लगभग 9,000 करोड़ रुपीस डाले गए हैं गवर्नमेंट द्वारा। इन फंड्स के थ्रू गवर्नमेंट बेसिकली असिस्टिव डिवाइसेस प्रोवाइड करेगी बिलो पॉवर्टी कैटेगरी के अंदर जो फॉल करते हैं सीनियर सिटीजन्स उनको। सो इसके थ्रू हम, as I've already told you, one of the major challenge would be basically providing facilities and social security to the poor, to those elderly who fall alongside the poverty line. So this is one initiative towards that respect. Now, most important is way forward. Without giving any new points, we cannot make our answers different from any other individual. Therefore, you need to understand and take note of the key points or the keywords that I use over here. So first is integrating the elderly in the knowledge economy. Basically जो knowledge economy है उसके अंदर age is not a barrier. It's just that you need to provide sufficient things that can be used, sufficient knowledge and skill that can be used. Then England के अंदर एक system है that is of University of Third Age. यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ थर्ड एज बेसिकली सोशल ग्रुप सेटअप करता है वेरियस लोकेशंस पे। इन सोशल ग्रुप्स के तहत थ्रू जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं वह अपनी कोई ना कोई स्किल इंपार्ट करते हैं एंड ये स्किल बेसिकली दूसरे सीनियर सिटीजन्स को दी जा सकती है एंड ताकि वह इसका यूज करें एंड अपने आप को सेल्फ सफिशिएंट बनाए। सो इट इज इन दिस वेरी मैनर यूजिंग आवर skilled senior citizens in order to provide skills to the unskilled one or to provide them with alternate ways of employment. In this very manner, we can use senior citizens as an opportunity to basically reskill other senior citizens. Then there is also a requirement of community over here. Basically, youth को पैलिएटिव केयर में ट्रेन करने की जरूरत है। पैलिएटिव केयर इज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू केयर ऑफ द एल्डरली। बेसिकली एक कम्युनिटी बनानी पड़ेगी जो कि एल्डरली को सपोर्ट कर सके एंड इसके अंदर यूथ कैन बी अ वेरी मेजर फैक्टर। इसे एक अल्टरनेट स्किल बनाया जा सकता है एंड इसे एज अ पार्ट टाइम जॉब भी डेवलप किया जा सकता है फॉर द यूथ। बेसिकली यूथ को हम ट्रेन करें एंड सरकार उन्हें पार्ट टाइम जॉब के तहत ये पैलिएटिव केयर का एक बेसिकली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दे सकती है, जिसके अंदर जैसे ऑस्ट्रेलिया में होता है द welfare system in Australia and in we can say Denmark, countries like Denmark is so good that every week an individual would come to the doorstep of the senior citizen and check whether or not he is doing well, whether he is getting his medicines, whether he is taking his required tests or not. So in this very manner we also need to develop such a community. Then the government is in fact also paying attention to social security problem. हमने देख लिया है जैसे अटल पेंशन योजना है, सेज है, सीक्रेट है, जो बाकी सारी पेंशन योजना भी आपके साथ डिस्कस करी गई। सो इन पेंशन योजनाओं के तहत वी हैव सीन दैट यस देयर इज अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ टुडे पेंशन प्रोग्राम्स इन द मार्केट सो दैट द एल्डरली कैन सिक्योर देयर फ्यूचर। हाउएवर द प्रॉब्लम टुडे इज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू नॉलेज एंड अवेयरनेस। सो अवेयरनेस के मामले में अगर हम नीलसन का सर्वे देखते हैं तो वह कहती है कि रफली अबाउट 50% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन को तो यही नहीं पता है कि दे हैव नो क्लू एज टू हाउ दे आर गोइंग टू बेसिकली प्रिपेयर फॉर देयर रिटायरमेंट एंड देयरफॉर एक मिशन मोड पे अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स चलाने चाहिए सो दैट the elderly could be made aware of these programs, which would be so that every individual rather can be made aware of these very programs from which they can benefit towards securing their retirement life. So this is all with respect to silver economy from my side. Should you have any doubts with respect to this lecture, feel free to put your doubts in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to reply to them. Thank you and have a nice day.